Just jump right into it, huh?
Let's just get in.
Let's do it.
Welcome back. Welcome back to Tales from the Cosmic Well, an original D&D story created in real time by a bunch of weird musicians. My name is James. I will be your dungeon master, and with me, Zach Wheeler.
Vivian French, a hill dwarf, a druid, a lover of nature, a lover of just nature, I guess.
Tom Polzine.
I'm playing Clyde Wonderspice, a gnome ranger. And that's kind of all he is now. He used to sell spices, but I think he gave up that career for slaughter instead.
Spice for slaughter. And last but certainly not least, our birthday boy, Mike T. Kerr.
Been a few days. Come on,
Well-
now. let's not get all hyphy up in here. All right. I'm playing, of course, Tassles, the half-orc wizard, the physical wizard. I don't need to remind you.
Y'all know what it is at this point. All kinds of magic, danger, political intrigue in store. I want to jump in. Previously on Tales from the Cosmic Well, Clyde, Viv, and Tassels continued through the gauntlet of Reaver forces to try to get closer to saving Ayla, captain of the Belnor Guard and de facto leader of the new settlement. Joined by soldiers Bash and Tan, the heroes continue to follow the path out of the abandoned village. Hearing spells being cast on the path ahead, Tassels informed the group that the spell he could hear was Animate Dead. After successfully sneaking to get a better look, Clyde and Tan indeed came upon two wizards raising the dead of the local cemetery. Fighting through a fresh horde of zombies proved simple enough, but the two powerful necromancers proved to be a large threat. After a few rounds of combat, however, Vivian's otter ally Da brought his friend Bear to help, and together they vanquished the grave robbers without much time to rest. The constant waves of foes are starting to take their toll on our heroes. Will they reach the end of this gauntlet soon? And when they do, what waits for them at the end?
Need
Question.
rest.
Must rest.
Must rest.
While resting, the three of you have had some time to take in your surroundings a bit. Down the trail is a bridge that seems to have been destroyed some time ago, whether by time or some other force, you cannot tell. Just past that bridge is a large ravine through which flows a steady stream that serenely soundtracks your somnolence. The path and languishing bridge continue on the other side. I hope you like that alliteration. I put a lot of thought into that.
That was awesome. And the first thing I would like to say this evening, as Tassels, the half-orc wizard, is simply, did we search these wizards?
I think we definitely got to search these wizards. And then I have a follow-up request of you, Tassels.
Please.
In regards to this bridge over yonder.
I'm looking at the bridge.
Now, could you imagine my diminutive form surfing on some sort of disc? Some sort of floating disc that maybe could transport me to the other side with a rope? Maybe some sort of Tensor's floating disc, my man.
I appreciate that you've been paying attention to the kind of things that I'm, doing and working with over here. I'm feeling much more myself amongst these castings, and I appreciate your support in that.
I'm just looking forward to surfing on another dimensional disc.
The only thing I can say about that is I can't really eyeball from here how far below that bridge it goes. But that doesn't mean that I couldn't conjure something to fill that gap.
Whoa.
Well, let's fill that gap, my man. But first, we better loot these dead wizards.
Fill that gap.
You guys search the bodies of these wizards. They just had their black robes on. There's nothing special about what they were wearing. They're just some powerful wizards.
No note, that they from their superior that described their entire plan.
No, interestingly enough, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Or like a printed out map quest of where their personal treasure is hoarded. Nothing like that.
You do actually find a Yahoo
do
Maps.
my tax return.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
they can absolutely do your tax. I mean, these guys were accounting plus for sure. These guys were accountants. But yeah, no, you don't find anything that would kind of give any information. These guys were just here to make your lives harder.
Yeah.
Where's Where's Dob and the bear? What are they up to while we rest?
So Melanie has actually left, but Dob is still chilling with you guys by the fire.
What happened to Mike?
I don't know.
I'm just blowing my nose.
Oh, for some reason it just
God bless.
changed where he is. And now James is the half-orc wizard. Here we go.
See, this is what I've always wanted. Mike, you take over DM duty. I'm playing Tassels. I cast Grease. It's that easy.
That's nice.
Sorry about that, Zach. I didn't know that was going to.
I can't believe that you ruined this whole stream this early.
Don't you dare.
This is the kind of behind the scenes look that the people are after, though.
This is that BTS.
How's the sausage made?
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are just kind of, you've spent an hour after looting the bodies, just kind of resting and regaining some spell slots, some hit points. You guys are feeling, I don't know, how are you guys feeling? How many hit die do you have left? You guys have done a bunch of short rests between when
I
we
have
started.
0 hit die left.
How you doing on health?
I'm full on health. And I burnt all of my second level slots last fight because that stupid wizard kept diffusing things.
Yeah.
But I regained 2 of them, right? Is that how that works? with
That's
the
right,
rest?
yeah.
So I got
Yeah,
two second levels back, and that's going to be plenty for fights ahead, I think.
So
How are
we rested and got hit points back at the end of the last battle, right?
Yes.
Good deal. I wanted to make sure I didn't forget to erase because I know I got rocked at the end of the last session, and then had to spend, I think, was it 3 of my 4 hit dice to get back to what I'm at 45?
I think so. I think that sounds right. So you still have 1
I have 1 hit
die
die left.
And Tassels, you didn't take any damage in the last fight, right?
Tassels feels ready to rock and feeling a little more kind of defensive or protective of his homies now, possibly more than he was before. Kind of ready to be involved after being kind of left out in that last one.
So Bash and Tan, Bash looks okay, but Tan does not look good. He's already spent a lot of his these short rests have been good, but he seems to be out of juice. He's not healed in the way that you guys feel ready to go. He seems pretty under the weather.
Then here's what I would try to do.
Remind me, Tan is the little guy, right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay. Just to... Yep. Okay, I'm going to... If I can do this, I guess I get a spirit totem after every short rest. Depends on how... And I burnt one during that fight. But however long it takes for me to regain one, can I summon one again?
Yeah.
However long we're resting, I guess.
Sure. I mean, that's up to you guys as far as how much time you want to spend.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring one up and bring the unicorn up to hang out with us around the fire, and I will cast Healing Word on. You said Tan's the most hurt. Yes.
Yeah, he's looking pretty bad.
Tan's
Okay.
looking ouchie.
Tan's ouchie. All right, so he is going to get perfect 8 from that, plus everybody else can add an additional 4. So he's going to get an extra 12 hit points, and the rest of us can heal for an extra 4.
Is this, if I'm at max, is this in excess?
It is not.
Temporary hit points? This is just to get us to the max.
This is just to get us to max, yeah.
Got it. Cool.
And I will also roll to detect creatures in our area just as kind of a lookout, because the unicorn also gives advantage on detect just creatures in the area.
You
cool.
don't really sense anything except for kind of your basic wildlife.
The crew.
Yeah, real small creatures and bugs and whatnot.
Cool. Does he look any
So
better?
He looks much better. Yeah, he stands up. He's like, okay, you know what? I wasn't thinking I was gonna jump in on this fight, but now I might be able to.
Just stay
Good
back a little
gods.
bit there.
This is taking a toll on me. I am very hurt.
Man, your involvement means the world to us, Tan. So thanks for being here with us and for us. It's doing a
Hey.
lot for morale.
Maybe you can make me an honorary member of the Heroes of Belnora crew.
Man, maybe we could, Tan. Maybe
I
we could.
just want to make it through this. Actually,
Tan-
the rest would be icing. for
Tan, can
sure.
I provide some extra help for you if you'll take it in the next
Yeah,
battle?
I mean, what kind of idiot would say no to some help?
I'm going to hand him my scroll of blur.
Wow, awesome.
So, and kind of just tell him how that works and that it'll be harder for enemies to hit him for a minute after he
Yeah,
uses it.
he seems stoked. He's like, oh man, yeah, this is exactly what I needed. I'm back, baby.
Now you get in there and slit some throats, little buddy.
Oh,
Damn.
oh,
Oddly enough, it's crazy, but that seems to be what I was built for.
Mhm.
It is upsetting and it is kind of violent. But
I'm sorry
you
if
know,
I'm
we do what we do.
stereotyping here, but
Hey, look,
I calls
only
them
one
like
thing I
I
know how to do.
sees them.
So you guys are now at the edge of this ravine, and it's about 30 feet down and about 10 feet across.
okay.
Is there water at the bottom?
Easy.
There is, but as you can see, it's a steady stream, but it's not crazy big. It's sizable. Let's say it's about 6 feet across, 7 feet across.
How are we looking down the face of the cliff in terms of climbing down that safely?
There are a lot of like outcroppings and little things. So you think it wouldn't be terribly difficult to climb down and then climb up the other side, but it would take a lot of time and energy.
Tell you
Okay.
what, how about we do this? Why don't I turn into a giant wolf spider? You guys attach some rope to one of my limbs, and I'll make my way over there and tie us a little line to get you guys across.
A tightrope act.
Uh-huh.
That sounds great.
Well, not if we're not selling tickets.
Well, we could charge Bash and Tan price of admission if you want to be part of the Heroes of Valnora squad. You got to pay to play, baby.
Well, let's just say this: whoever makes it to the other side without falling to their death can keep everyone else's stuff.
Yeah.
Bash just
Yeah.
flips you, Clyde. He flips you a platinum coin, and he just like winks at you. He's like, "Price of admission? Does that cover it?"
I roll a dexterity, a sleight of hand to see if I catch it.
All right, go for it.
It is a 15.
He tosses it right at you. Your reflexes are pretty good. You snatched it out of the air.
It's a good start. It's a good down payment. But I'll have to, talk to our accountants and make sure this covers, all the costs. Because we're gonna have to get you fitted for a uniform. We'll talk about this when we get back. You just keep those platinum coins coming.
Hey, I didn't get a uniform.
We all have uniforms waiting for us back there, but
Oh.
just keep paying. Just keep paying. Just keep those platinum coins rolling, okay?
So, yeah, I mean, just to save some time, you're able to just turn into a giant wolf spider. You go across. You see that just like across the top of the bridge has like a pole like on either side, that you could try to tie the rope to.
Yeah.
The wood is kind of old, so you can kind of like take your chances on that, or you could walk down the path towards like there's like a tree.
This tree?
Yeah.
As a druid, let me go feel up this tree, just get really handsy with it and see how sturdy it is.
Okay. The second you step off the bridge, I need a dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, yow. Uh-oh. 8.
Oh, jeez.
All
Where's
right.
your unicorn?
I'm still a spider. Oh, wait, no, I'm still a spider, so I should see what my dex would be for that.
A spider's dex is probably pretty high.
Yeah.
It's freaky.
Freaky
Freaky
deaky.
dexterous spider. Name's Dexter when he's a spider.
It's just plus an extra 1, so it'll be 9. I'm just a spider.
All night long. I'm just
A spider gonna tumble.
What's up, Zyfan? Man. What's happening to you, Zach?
What is happening? There's a lot of thought around this.
The suspense is killing me.
James is like planning this whole freaky deaky thing. I'm scared, man. Let me say it again. I'm just a spider.
So what's the total of your dexterity?
It was 9.
9.
Yes.
That's even as a spider?
Yes.
Okay. So you as you step foot back on the road, the ground gives way beneath you. You slide down and fall with rocks, dirt, and what looks like hay about 10 feet. And your little like spider, one of your spider legs gets impaled on a spike at the bottom of the pit. You're going to take 19 damage.
Whoa.
As you
Yikes.
fall
This is a
into
real gauntlet.
this spike trap.
Okay, so that is just enough to revert me back to human form.
Okay.
And
Do you
I
take
will-
any damage as a human?
Yes, I will take. Sorry, how much damage again total?
19.
I will take 8.
Okay. You are still impaled on a spike there.
Wow. That's uncomfortable.
I will, pull myself together and cast a healing word on myself, I guess,
Yeah, go for it.
just to get back to it. Oh, perfect amount. Back to full health.
Yeah, you see at the bottom there are these quickly and terribly carved like little pieces of bamboo and just like wood
Mm-hmm.
that were quickly hammered into the bottom of this shoddily made pit. The only thing that they did a good job with was covering the top of it.
Got it. Can I first perception and then 2 try to climb up out of here?
Yeah, you can give me a perception check.
This is awful. 11.
What are you looking for exactly?
I'm listening for any movement right outside, like if somebody saw that I was taken by the trap.
You don't hear anything coming towards you.
Okay, then I'm gonna try.
How did this trap unfold exactly? You were
He stepped
crawling
off.
down.
He stepped off the bridge.
Okay.
He like crawled across the bridge and then stepped off the bridge onto the path.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
And there was a trap waiting for you right there.
Because he was taking the rope to the tree just beyond the bridge.
Got it.
Look before you leap. We're all learning lessons already.
Yeah.
there.
And so I imagine that we're standing up on the other side of the bridge, kind of looking across, waiting for him, right?
You guys saw him just like as a spider, just go a little bit past the bridge and then just fall.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So what's your climb check here? Your athletics check or
I'm going to
acrobatics,
cast
whichever's
guidance
better.
on myself to
Okay.
give an additional D4 since that's just a cantrip. And we're going to climb out of there with 15 plus 1, so 16 to climb out.
That's still enough. Yeah,
Okay.
you're able to just kind of pull yourself up. It's hard going because you are now you were injured before you healed yourself. But things are looking a little better, but it was definitely not a fun thing. But you found the pit.
We all live in the pit.
So you can take your time, tie the rope to the tree, and everybody can kind of get across it.
I'm going to have a nice sit after I tied the rope to the tree.
Great. Just to save on time. You guys are all able to get across there easily enough. You take your time.
You got rocked.
There's some
French.
Yeah. There's some spikes down there. My spider leg got hit, and it turned out that was my real leg too. So,
Hey, you were neutralizing the threat, is what I saw out there.
somebody else go first next time, because
Okay.
I'm scared.
So now that you guys are all on the other side, I imagine you'll just keep going down the path here.
Yeah, with active perception, apparently.
Copy that. Yeah. You've now like past this cemetery, past this, ravine, this bridge. You've made it into the hills. Your steps grow steeper and the forest grows thicker around you. You see the trail left by the remaining reavers. They've made no effort to hide it, which can mean only one thing. They want you to follow. It's pretty clear. A few miles go by. You guys keep going, and it begins to get dark out. The sun starts to set. After hours of fighting, traveling in silence probably seems pretty eerie. You guys have just been like scraping and scrapping. You got through all these fights. You got through 4 different fights. It's the sun is now down. You guys are kind of getting ahead. The path gets a little steeper, and as the light is leaving the sky, you can see that at the crest of the hill there are a few large fires looming. You can now start to hear people a few hundred feet up.
Tell you what we need to do. We need to send a quiet scout up ahead. And try to figure out what we're dealing with, and then we can set maybe a grease trap.
Of course.
I'm so excited for the day when one of these grease traps is effective. And I think today might be the day. But in the meantime, I'm feeling pretty light-footed this evening. I think I could scamper up this hill and take a gander and see what's waiting
translation.
Sure. Yeah. So Tan actually comes forward. He says, "Look, you guys helped me out. Let me do something for you here, Clyde." He casts Pass Without Trace on you.
Oh, nice.
He has just like a few little rogue spells. So he casts Pass Without Trace on you, and he says, "All right, good luck out there, brother."
Well, hey, you're welcome to come along too. I mean, I've actually kind of forgot you were here, Tan, and that was my bad because you've been paying your way in. But you are the sneakiest of us all, I would imagine.
Oh, big time.
I am quite sneaky.
How about you and I both? A little double trouble?
Yes, that sounds good. The only thing is that I only had one. I can only do that once, and I cast it on you, so I can do my best to be sneaky. But
it should
I will
Pass
not
Without
have the
Trace
spell
should
on it.
cover everybody in the area, I think.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, area of
At
effect.
least, at least mine. There
wonder
might
if
be a
it's
different version.
different.
Yeah.
I mean, Clyde's also happy to just go it alone, but
I'm a loner, a rebel.
if it's possible to have both of us,
Okay, so he casts it on you, and you each creature you choose within 30 feet. Okay, so he can cast it on himself as well.
Let's get up there. Let's get sneaking.
All right, let's go. Let's see what's at the top of this hill. Huh?
Well, this is probably good, huh? That he cast that Pass Without a Trace.
So that's a 3 plus 10 plus your stealth.
Plus 4. So 17.
All right.
Get the low ones out of the way like I was doing,
Yeah, that seems to be where we're at right now.
Okay. You feel like you're still being pretty quiet, but you guys make your way to the top of the hill. Let me just go ahead and take you there.
Take you there.
The Reaver camp is nestled at the foot of another large hill, sheer and craggy. There are 4 tents around a few fires, and 7 Reaver warriors appear to be ready to fight. You notice that at the top of the crag, where you can see the top of a metal cage, standing at the crag's edge is a man dressed slightly differently than the Reavers you've seen before, with a bright shock of red hair This human wears rows of animal teeth on several necklaces, and it looks like his armor is made entirely of bone. He holds a large maul that has blades on its four corners. Beside him, still as a statue, is a tall dragonborn man with two sheathed blades on his back. Even from here, you can see his eyes constantly scanning the horizon, searching for a threat. Clyde, seeing these two standing on the cliff above you brings a memory unbidden to your mind. You're in your childhood home, a small but comfortable hut, and you're at the dining table. It's a beautiful morning. It's bright. It's sunny. Your older brother Holt and your younger sister Dorothy sit on either side of you as you break your fast and you're getting ready for the day. Your mother and father work in tandem to get hot cakes and mash together for each of you. Your mother brings your bowl over with a smile. Clyde, my sweet boy, would you love something on your mash, my boy? I have berries, cinnamon, or rosemary.
Well, maybe I should try one with each garnish, with each topping, so as to better understand. Does this sound acceptable, Mother?
She smiles. She smiles and like tussles your hair a little bit. You're like 5 years old. You're so precocious. You're like you like speak like a 15-year-old kid who like just got a dictionary. And she says, "Absolutely, sweetheart." She takes a spoon. She takes the mash and divides it into three smaller little plates. She puts some berries on one. She puts some rosemary on another, and then she puts some cinnamon on the third. And she says, "I love your adventurous palate. You are so cool." And she just passes you the food. And Holt next to you goes, "Oh, yo, yeah, you got to have each one, huh, kid?" And he like grabs, he gives you like a little noogie, and he takes a big spoonful of your cinnamon mash.
Oh, no, big brother mine, Holt, leave me be.
Your parents, whose names for some reason aren't really springing to your mind in this moment. You for some reason, Holt and
Dorothy.
Holt and Dorothy kind of stick out to you. They were very close to you on this day. You guys sat next to each other, and perhaps what followed maybe cemented them in your brain a little bit more than your folks. But you're just it's a normal morning for you guys. Your dad looks like he's getting ready for work. He's a farmer. He's going out to the field, so he's got his gathering basket. He's got like a big hoe that he throws over his back, and he gets ready, puts his hat on, and he's in the middle of kissing your mother goodbye for the day when you see something strange through the window. Smoke is rising from your neighbor's house as a man with a necklace of sharp teeth walks down your street, arms outstretched, holding two torches. It's so out of place, too strange for your young brain to kind of comprehend what exactly is happening, and you're unable to react as his face grows large in your own window. And as he breaks the glass to drop the torch in, so too is the memory broken, replaced once again by the Reaver camp in front of you. And you see, as you kind of exit this memory, and you're kind of just you see he looks right at you. He's noticed you and Tan standing down there at the entrance to this little camp. And he kind of smiles. And he calls down, he says, "Make yourselves known. Step on out. Come on now. Don't be shy."
Well, Tan, old buddy, I suppose this particular jig is up. What do you say we step into the light?
Call your friends in here too. I want to have words with you.
I've got a word for you, pal. Why don't you suck it? And I'd like to take a shot if I could from across the camp.
Oh shit!
Yeah. You know what? Go for it. Go ahead and take a shot.
Nice.
That was 2 words. His dying breath as it pierces his face, and all of the reavers.
It's going to be a 14.
You see that the Dragonborn, who was standing so still a moment ago, you barely see the movement, but all of a sudden he's like holding your bolt in his hand, and he's just like looking at the tip, looking at it, and he tosses it off the cliff, and it falls about 30 feet down to the camp. And all of the men who are like kind of all sitting around are all like laughing as they see this guy just kind of pluck your bolt out of the air.
Well, that didn't go as planned.
Holy shit.
Come now, we don't have to fight quite yet. Why don't you come out into the light?
Okay, I do so.
Where are your friends?
I mean, Tan back there. He's my friend.
The Dragonborn like whispers into this guy's ear. He just says, there should be some kind of nature man with you. A big, tall soldier man and some kind of half-orc wizard. Tell them to come on out or we'll start shooting.
Well, take aim, partner, because it's me and Tan.
What do you suppose is going on up there, French?
You guys can hear all of this.
Oh,
Yeah, that you're not far enough away. He's like shouting from the top of this like cliff.
What do we do, Tassles?
Hey, Clyde.
Oh, damn. Oh, those guys.
Clyde, did you tell him to suck an egg?
Yeah, no, I told him to suck it, and I presume that he understood that it meant an egg. So, yes.
You got to
did.
be more specific with these idiots.
I
We've-
walk
we've-
out. I walk out with my arms out here.
Yeah.
I just walk up, feeling very physical.
I'll go behind him in his shadow, not cowering, but just following his exact footsteps. Less than a few inches away, trying to blend in behind his giant frame.
So the five of you are all approaching the camp. You see these 7 Reaver warriors are all kind of just sitting there waiting for you. The guy who seems to be their leader, this guy with the animal tooth necklaces on, is kind of just waiting patiently for you guys to all come into the light. He says, we've got your friends up here, your captain, some other guy. I don't really care about him. But I'll tell you what. You've been a major thorn in my side as I've tried to get through this cave. Let's make a deal. You come up here, you fight me and my men here. And if you beat us, you can take your friends and scram. And if we kill you, well, that'll just be one thing off my back. What do you think?
I mean, it sounds good to me. What I'm wondering is why you don't just have all your men slaughter us right now. You know, why are you doing us this kindness? Not to try to persuade you otherwise, but this math doesn't add up.
Well, first of all, I feel the odds are slightly in my favor. And secondly, the 3 of you have been called the heroes of Belnora, and I want to know if you're as good as everyone's saying you are.
You want to join too, huh? First Tan, and then now you trying to join us, the heroes of Belnora.
Oh no, you can tell, son, I ain't no hero.
Well, you could be. You just got to pay your way in. That's all. But if you'd like to brawl, I suppose we could do that. I turn to my friends here, Tassles and Viv. Well, what do you say, guys? I don't really know why he's making us this deal, but should we battle this sucker?
Not much of a deal, really.
I mean, the other side of this coin is that he just has all his men slaughter us right now. And that's completely within his power. So I don't know why he's not just doing that, but I think we should go fight him.
I think we have to.
I think we have to. Yeah, we can't take them on right now and like fight down here while they could rain fire from the cliff tops. So
You can leave your 2 new friends down there. I don't want to fight them. I just want to fight the 3 of you.
you by yourself.
Me and
the
my
3
man.
of us.
Oh, you and your men. And we can't have our men.
Me and my friend Pale up here. He's my bodyguard.
Pale?
Pale.
Well, Tan is my bodyguard.
The three of you
Awesome.
against the two of us. I feel it's a fair fight.
Okay, let's just do
Numbers
this thing.
wise.
Let's just go up there. Listen, Bash, Tan, kill these other idiots.
As
Cool.
you guys, so there's like a ladder that leads from the foot. It's like 30-foot ladder that leads to the top of this cliff here. And you notice he's like talking about this cave. He like mentioned you do see like a large cave opening behind him up in the cliffs.
Yeah.
So you guys like climb. The Reavers all step aside and let you go. They put their weapons in the dirt. Tan and Bash like stay just outside the perimeter of the camp, and you guys start to climb up there. You hear as you climb this guy, this dragonborn who snatched the arrow out of the air. He says, "We have a custom in the Reavers that if you challenge the captain, our chieftain, to a fight and you win, you become the chieftain of the Reavers. I am the witness. The chieftain has issued a challenge. The winner shall be the chieftain of the Reavers." And you see he like makes a kind of like the double crook symbol in the air with his hand, and he like leaves the impression of that symbol in the air. You guys can kind of see it like a sparkler. And the two of them stand not far from the cage, where you do see that Ayla and the sergeant are both like awake, aware, seeing what's happening. But they're both gagged and bound.
I'd like to give them a thumbs up and a wink
Uh,
of reassurance.
so Pell, the Dragonborn, says, "Chieftain Rithus, are you prepared to battle?" He spits and he says, "I reckon I'm ready." "Challengers, heroes of Belnora, are you prepared to battle?"
Big time.
I would
We're
say,
here.
give
Think
me
we're
one.
ready.
I say, give me 1 second,
God damn it.
and I look to Clyde, and I bend down and appear to tie my shoe, but instead, grab a pocket of dirt and put it in my pocket, and I wink at him.
I catch his drift in a big way.
Roll
give
me
him
a
a-
sleight of hand check.
Mm-hmm. That is going to be 14.
Cool. You don't think either of them see you pocket the sand.
Pocket the sand.
So these guys step up. You've got this guy. He's like 6'4", red hair, red beard, huge like spiked mace. And then this other, the Dragonborn, this is like 7 foot tall. He pulls these 2 long, thin blades from the sheaths in his back and just kind of like gets them ready.
I'd like
Everybody,
to shift
go ahead.
into a crocodile
Go for it.
for my second wild shape.
Okay, and you guys, I'm gonna
That's
have you all
awesome.
roll initiative.
I'm moved up, imagining we were getting on the top level. Are we? Was that wrong? Are we like
No,
fighting?
you
our
guys
way
are coming to
them?
the top level.
We're
Okay.
up top.
I'll bring you up there, Tassels. All right, so you guys are all.
This is where Darmony is buried.
Hercules, Hercules, Hercules,
Oh my god.
Hercules.
So they're actually gonna stagger, and this guy's gonna go first. This is gonna be back.
Does that little hut exist? That's right here, or whatever this is.
Yes. Yeah, that's where they.
Hang
That's
out.
like that's his abode.
They just hotboxed the shit out of that. Right
So
before coming
which
out here.
one?
Dude, they've been playing a game of cribbage for like a week straight and hotboxing the hell out of this hut.
Yeah.
Which
That's
one's
one
which?
way to live.
Which one's which?
The guy in front is the Dragonborn.
Dragon
The
Man.
guy behind here, right
It's
here, is
Chief.
the chieftain. Yeah.
Capitan.
Sweet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All
Was
right,
that? Are we rolling initiatives right now? Is that what's
we
happening?
are, yeah. So
Holy shit!
And
I'm
Zach
just
got a
big
got a
time.
natural
nat.
20.
Yep.
That's big time, Zach.
I'm a fast croc.
That'll be a 14 for me.
Tassels, what
He
you
fills his pockets with sand. He turns into a croc and just pounces on it. Mine
Literally,
is
he
16.
turns into the creature with the tiniest arms possible to throw sand.
I almost knocked over my keyboard just now.
Can someone reach in my alligator pocket for me? Because I can't get in there with these arms.
James, did you hear me say 16?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
So Viv, you immediately wild shape into a crocodile, and you just like it's your turn. You get to do whatever you want here.
I am going straight for. How far can I move? Sorry, I got this croc page pulled up, baby. 20 feet.
My croc stats.
My croc. It's all a croc to me. 5, 10, 15, 20. So I can get up here,
Yeah.
and I am going to chomp down my dude.
His feet. Chomp, chomp.
All right, give me an attack roll on on Pell here.
So 7 is probably not going to hit, huh?
No, so yeah, you lunge and snap at him, and he just jumps over it.
A little pocket sand escapes and blinds me.
Yeah, you grab too much. It's his turn now. He's immediately gonna take 2 big swings at you here.
That's right.
He swings down with both his swords.
My AC as a gator is
Wow.
12.
Wow, he rolled a 3 and a 1 on die, so
God
he
bless.
misses with both. And actually, like, because he didn't expect you to be so low to the ground, he
Mhm.
like comes down with one of his blades and just lodges it in the dirt, and he has to like pull away. So he just has the one sword now.
What an
Sick.
idiot.
Tassels.
I am stepping up to the plate. I give one kind of last assured nod to her name is Ayla, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I thought it was Arya or something. Ayla, just one more assured nod to Ayla. And I step up here and I'm going to right kind of here, let's say.
Okay.
Yeah, right there in front of him. Actually, yeah, just straight up in front of him. I'm conjuring a flaming sphere.
Lovely.
It fills that whole thing, and if someone ends their turn within 5 feet of it, they take damage.
How big is the flaming sphere?
It's a 5-foot sphere, 5 foot kind of.
Just a square, one of the squares, right?
Yeah,
Understood.
full square.
Okay. So you're gonna just like put it near him for now.
Yeah. It appeared right in front of him.
Got it.
And kind of fills his vision, and they're particularly angry-looking flames.
Cool. So then after did you want to move at all, Tassels?
I moved 5 feet.
Great. Okay, Clyde.
Okay. Is it possible in a movement for me to either scale the top of this cage or get on the roof of this hut? Or is that like too far? I don't really know how much of a movement action that's going to look like.
Those would be action, like standard actions.
Okay,
at that
gotcha.
point. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still going to try to do that though, I think.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get on top of this hut actually.
All right, cool.
If I could.
Yeah, give me an athletics or acrobatics check to get to the top of that hut.
Nice. That's going to be an 18.
Excellent. Yeah, you scramble up there without much of a problem, and you can kind of move wherever you want on the hut as well.
Could I kind of be just on like the backside, getting some partial cover from the point, kind of
I think that's
hiding around the
fine.
back, peeking
Yeah.
around the corner?
Absolutely.
Cool.
After Clyde, Rithis, the chieftain, is going to go. So he sees the sphere here.
I'm going to draw one.
Yeah, I think he's just going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's just going to try and take out the alligator or the crocodile here. And so he's going to swing down twice with his mace.
Ooh.
He hits once
Okay.
and deals 8 damage.
All right.
So he swings down once again, kind of not compensating very well for the change in stature. And he's like swinging low, but then he just like he figures it out for the second hit. Sweeps low, gets you in the gut with his spiked mace.
Got it.
Back to the top of the order, Viv.
Yep. I'm gonna try to chomp once again. Here we go, Gator style. That's going to be 14.
That misses. So he actually
Oh
has
my.
like pretty tough armor. So you bite into the armor and he just kind of nudges you off. Your teeth
Damn.
can't quite sink in through the armor he's got on.
Okay. Then
Would you like to move?
Yep. I'm going to 5-foot disengage here.
Love it. It's Pell's turn. He, I think, has decided that you haven't hit him in 2 turns, so he's just like, all right, I'm going to go for the wizard. 5, 10, 15, 20.
I dare say.
25. He'll go right here, and he's just going to attack you, Tassles, twice with his swords. That is a 15 and a 19 to hit.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
I'm going to react with shield to the second hit, I guess.
Okay, so the
Is that
first one's
legit?
the 15. So yeah, so you pop up the shield. He finally looks like he's about to hit you, and then at the last second you push this force bubble up, and then he sees that you didn't quite raise the shield. Like you raised the shield a little far up. And he's going to attack your leg with the second hit. He's going to hit you for 11 damage.
Oh my god, he clipped my wings.
So he chunks into your thigh there.
When I blow the bubble up, I go, ha ha. And then when he hits me in the leg, I go, oh.
Notchki pointed out that he did drop one of his swords. He still gets 2 attacks with his one sword. He has one sword in his hands.
He went high and then he went low, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. He's just switched to wielding a long sword with 2 hands instead of 2 long swords with 1 hand. After Pell goes,
by the sword.
Tassles, it's your turn.
26 minus 11 is probably 15.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is.
Do you have 26 health?
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah, I sure do.
You're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine.
I am going to... My first thing that I have to do, my bonus action, is to hurtle the flaming sphere into this fellow. So as soon as it touches him, it stops moving, but he needs to do the dex save as soon as it touches him to see if he takes full or half damage.
He'll take half damage.
Okay. So half of 2d6. Does that mean I just roll 1 6?
No, just roll 2d6.
Okay. Shit. I put it in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
So 3 damage.
So he takes 3 damage.
That's pretty good.
After Tassels is Clyde.
Okay, that was actually perfect, though. That's all I needed from you, Tassels. Now that Dragonborn man, that is the guy he just hit, correct?
Yeah. I hit this guy.
Oh, you hit that dude.
With the flaming sphere. Yeah, do you want to move it all, Tassels, before we move on?
Right, sorry. That was just the bonus. That was just my bonus action. That wasn't even my action.
Oh, yeah. I moved on from you a little too fast. Sorry, Clyde.
Sorry. I was kind of distracted by
I'll hold my horses. That's great.
It was all my fault. I'm wondering about climbing on top of this and possibly making it past him and kind of up on top of the cage away from his giant sword.
Okay. You can like disengage and then go around and climb the cage.
Okay.
As your action and movement action.
Okay.
So, yeah, you can definitely do that. If you're not attacking, you've already like hit with your bonus action. You can take your turn to like get
I
up
think
on
I'm
top
going
of
to
that
do
cage.
that. I'm going to disengage by 5 and start running up here if I can.
I will say this: Tassels is a man of a singular nature. If he sees a wall or something that he can climb, he always tries to do it.
Nice.
So I do like that you're starting to become.
How else
You're
are you
very true to your
supposed to get
character.
physical?
Right. And also,
Go ahead
physical
and-
wizard. When the physical wizard sees a cage, I mean, it's Saturday night. You know what I mean? It's WWF.
Yeah,
give
there
me
we
a
go.
give me an athletics check here.
It's 93 WrestleMania all over again.
Please roll well. I beg of you.
Oh,
Oh no! Oh no!
You try to get up on the cage and you fall prone
Oh
next
God.
to the cage there. Good lord.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, bud.
Oh.
God bless.
That's a big
Cheers.
F. That's a big F in chat.
F. Could I get some F's in chat if you don't mind? Oh.
oh boy.
This is
Yikers!
what chat was made for.
Yep. Yep.
All right. So after Tassels is now Clyde for sure.
Okay, I'd like to step in. We're gonna save the day here, you guys. Okay, so Terry was blooded right here by
Yep.
my friend Tassels. Noticing this and learning from his weak points, I would like to capitalize upon my Colossus Slayer ability. I would also like to, as a bonus action, use Hunter's Mark on him.
Yep.
And I would like to spend my last favored foe for the day. I'm putting it all on this chieftain.
All on black.
I would say that probably is a good idea.
And I'm going to peek around the corner of this rooftop and I'm going to take a shot at him.
Go for it.
Okay. That is still going to be a 17.
That does hit.
Nice. Dude, that +9 is insane to hit on the crossbow. So that is going to be a D10 plus 5. So we are at 11 plus a D8. Okay, we're at 12 plus a D6. Okay, 16 plus a D4. It's going to be 18 damage.
So he wasn't expecting that at this point. You just like shoot him from behind. The arrow pierces through his like left shoulder. He cries out like completely shocked. And he turns fully away from Vivian. He says, "Ah, so I've determined who the real threat is. I'm coming for you, boy."
Okay.
That's his turn. He is actually going to he's going to walk into the hut.
Uh-oh. I didn't account for that.
Oh.
And I'm trying to like figure out how I can like
Can
Let
I
me
see him what he's doing here when he walks into the hut if he's going in?
I'm sorry?
Can I see what he's doing when he goes into the hut?
Yeah, you can also take an attack of opportunity for against him because he's just gonna like leave your square.
Sweet.
So let's resolve that first.
Oh, would a 22 hit?
Yes.
And the only attack I have
Nice.
is a bite, and the target is grappled.
Oh wow.
Bite his
sick.
ass.
He
Oh
is-
my God. That's awesome.
Oh my God.
That's big time.
First 1d10 plus 2. So he's okay. He's gonna take 4, and then he's grappled unless he breaks. It's like a 12. Yeah.
He has to break a 12.
Yeah.
He does. I'm sorry to say.
Big
Just
surprise.
wiggles out of
He's
your
just gonna
bite.
continue. Yeah, he just like
I just
like,
nipped
kicks
him.
you like an errant
I
dog.
just nipped him a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
He we're gonna go ahead and he's just gonna try and stab up with his mace. He's gonna try and break the roof. So he's just gonna take an attack on the roof where you are generally. He hits it. He deals.
He hits me or he hits the roof?
He hits the roof, so he deals 10 damage to the roof. He hits the roof right where you are. You feel like what little support there is, like these branches, these twigs that are kind of supporting you, they crunch, and he doesn't quite deal enough damage for you to fall in, but
Mhm.
you are actually like, I'm gonna have you roll a dex save here.
Okay. 19.
Yeah.
Actually, it's going to be a 21 because it's the dex save, right? Saving
you
throw.
roll to the side. Yes, exactly.
Nice.
You roll to the side as like a hole kind of opens up just to keep your leg from slipping through into the hole and being stuck there.
Big time.
But you are still free to move about the cabin. He's just kind of in there hitting the roof. After Rithis is Viv. Viv, it's your turn.
Can I cast Hex as an alligator and a druid?
Let me just see wild shape real quick.
Yeah.
Wow.
That
Wow.
is insane. Can you be casting spells from your wild shape?
I know that I can hold concentration from spells. I just don't know if I can cast certain ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Hex came from my Fey Touched ability. So I don't know if that...
Wild shape says you can't cast spells, full stop.
Got it. Perfect. But then I'm nipping.
Nip 'em.
Nip 'em.
Nip 'em.
So you're gonna nip at the Dragonborn?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Scale on scale action. 2 lizard men going in.
That's
and I
what you
miss
came here for.
once again.
He just like sweeps you away. I don't know. I think he sees Tassels just flat on his back over there, and he's considering. You see, he's like barely even looking at you, Viv. Would you like to take a movement?
I need to get his attention away from Tassels. I'm going to shift out of gator form as my bonus action, which sucks, but I'm going to do it. And just, is there some way I can get his attention?
Say
Now
beep
that I'm-
bum. Bum. Scrim.
Skip. He said suck it.
Suck an egg.
You can try and get his attention. What do you say? And I'll have you roll a persuasion check.
My friend told you to suck it, and I'm presenting myself to you, and I will moon him and see if he takes notice.
You'll moon him with your alligator booty.
I'm back to me.
I see.
It's an unkempt, unshaven dwarven bottom. I don't shave. The carpet does not match the drapes.
Do you say the
No,
moon
sir.
landing was a democratic hoax and then drop your drawers for him? How's this
Yeah,
for the
give me-
moon landing?
Give me a persuasion check here.
And can I let out I'll roll to toot as well. Persuasion would be 19, and my toot, what do I add to fart? Charisma? We'll just call it a 17.
Yeah, big time.
I'll just let out a real squeaker on him because we're right next
or
to
concentration, I could see.
Yeah,
or I guess
that's
that's constitution.
Good God. He looks like he's about to go like try and finish Tassels, and then you do this grotesque. He just turns around. He says, that is extremely rude to do that in the middle of battle. I will punish you for this. And it's his turn. He's just gonna turn. He's just gonna attack you with his sword. That is a 13 and a 21.
Only one hits, the 21.
Okay. He's gonna deal 10 damage to you with the sword. And then he's actually 5, 10, 15,
10.
20. He's just gonna go around your back, and he's gonna just hang here for a sec. His sword is right next to you, so he's just gonna kind of come over here.
Next to the fireball?
Yeah.
Cool.
Is the fireball still going, Tassels?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Yeah, he's just gonna come hang by the fireball.
Is this where he's ending his turn?
I think he would. I don't think he would end his turn on the fireball. So let's just say he's right here.
Well,
If he's
the
within 5
fireball,
feet,
the
though.
fireball is where it is, so he can be within 5 feet of it, and I'm really hoping he does, because
that's metagaming.
yeah. Sorry.
I think at this point he probably wouldn't go towards the ball of fire. He'd just stay
Okay.
on this side so he can grab his sword.
Okay.
That brings us to Tassels.
Okay. I'm grumbling and huffing and chuffing, but my
Wiping yourself off.
but my bonus action from the ground, still prone, is to slam the fireball into him now.
Okay, so he makes a dex saving throw.
Yep.
And what does he need to get?
He needs to beat or get, I guess, 13.
Okay, yeah, he succeeds. So go ahead and roll damage. I'll take half. Oh, it's fire damage, right?
Yeah.
You see it like rams into him, and let's see, fire damage. Okay, yeah, he just takes the half damage, which is 1.
Yep.
So this is Trogdor that we're fighting, correct? Got one burly arm with a long sword out his back.
After Tassles. Oh wait, no, you've got all kinds of stuff left. I gotta stop doing that. Your bonus action was to move the sphere. Now what?
Sorry, I could probably move it along a little faster too. I'm gonna try and stand up. Is my action, I believe, right?
That's a movement, so you can stand up as a movement.
Oh, great. Well, then can I climb this cage?
Yes, as your action.
Okay, great. I'm gonna try that.
Go for it.
Hey, we got something on the board. It is 13 though.
That's an athletics check. It's 13.
Oh, athletics, of course. No, it's 15.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly what you needed.
Fuck
so
yeah.
after you saw how you slipped before, you think you're like, okay, I figured it out. I know how to do this. You use the 2 bars to like leverage yourself to the top. You climb them, and you are now atop this cage that you've started to realize is actually not terribly sturdy.
Okay.
So that's your turn. You're on top of this cage.
Yep.
Clyde.
Hey, I would like to. Can I see through this hole in the roof to see that?
Not really. No.
So I can't take a shot at dude within.
Correct.
Okay. I would like to like tumble off the side this way.
Yeah.
What does this hut look like? Is there a way to like see in, or is there's like a door somewhere around this?
There's
area?
just the door in the front. You don't see any windows or anything on the hut. It's basically like a slightly nicer tent.
Gotcha. Okay, so I can't see him or shoot at him, is what you're saying.
Not from where you are right now.
Okay,
and
cool.
rolling off the roof was kind of your movement.
That's the whole movement there?
Mm-hmm. If you're going to move and take an action. But you do see the Dragonborn out here. You can take a shot at him.
Yeah, I guess I might as well do that then. Do I know where the door is? Can I amend this? I feel like I just didn't have a strong understanding of this hut. I don't have to. I can commit to this if I've already
I don't
said
think
too
you
much.
would have had an understanding of the hut
either way,
given your information as Clyde. So
okay.
I think you did what you thought was right.
Okay, cool.
You didn't see a window there. You thought maybe there would be one.
There wasn't one. Great.
You do have an opening on this other guy.
Okay, then I'll tumble off and I will take a shot at him. Then we'll go for that.
Tassles has already bloodied him, just so you know.
Which is awesome. I just won't have Hunter's Mark or favored foe on this particular guy.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we'll see if we hit him. I think I probably do. It's a 22 to hit.
That does hit.
Nice. So let's go. The D10 plus 5 is going to be 7 plus a D8. It's only 8 damage. Pretty low one for Clyde.
Okay. He still takes notice. It goes through the flaming sphere. So what I'm going to say is that it also go ahead and roll a D6 there, Tassles, and your arrow is going to catch fire through the sphere. And deal some fire damage from.
Mike!
A full 6 damage.
Sweet.
So you see, Vivian, that this crossbow bolt of Clyde's goes through the flaming sphere on fire and just like hits this dude in the shoulder. He just.
They set me on fire.
Dude, we gotta burn this hut down with Terry inside it.
Yeah, big time.
I'm gonna give Rithis a perception check to see if he noticed
That's
you rolled
called
off
surf justice.
He rolled a 1. He doesn't think you. He doesn't think that you. He's gonna take 2 full attacks on the roof.
Yes.
Nice.
He just like, you see like parts of the roof just like burst out. Just two parts of the roof like burst out, and he says, "Where have you gone?" He's gonna take his movement to stomp outside. He realizes that you're not there. 5, 10, takes a look around, doesn't see you, and that's his turn. Viv.
He's going to roll a dex save for being within 5 feet of the flaming sphere. At the end of his turn.
Yeah.
He does succeed.
Okay.
So he'll take half damage, I guess.
Yeah. So 3.
He like walks out in a huff and forgets about the flaming sphere. He just goes, "Oh, gee, oh, God." Takes some damage.
Oh, jeez.
Viv, you're up.
Okay, now that he's out here, I'm just seeing if I can get a nice area spell on this guy. If I can get both of them.
Get him.
Get him. Ooh. Can I slide past him into the hut? Or no, actually
No.
right
If you do
here?
that, you'll take attacks of opportunity.
I will take one if I go right here, though, right outside the hut, though, right?
You'll take one from leaving the Dragonborn's
That's right.
square.
But if I cast Thunder Wave, it would hit him and him.
yeah,
it's
they're both in your path. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking to do. I'll take the AOO, and I want to cast Thunder Wave, but not before casting Hex on the Dragonborn.
It's an 18 to hit you.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, you're gonna take 9 damage.
Okay.
All right,
Noted.
and you're gonna cast Thunder Wave. They both make saves.
Yes,
the Dragonborn gets hexed.
Yeah, so first a Hex on the Dragonborn, and how that will be delivered is another fresh toot, hot off the press. I'd imagine
Very
that
good.
my
All
ass
right.
never was put away. It stayed
The
out.
panini press.
It's just catching the air. It's absolutely it's catching the air. So
I've been
you
eating
send
nothing but mushrooms and berries for the past week. It's pretty fibrous up in here.
Oh God!
Was
All
it
right,
Bach that wrote a song called "Air on the G String"? Who wrote that song? Because that's what's playing right now.
I believe that was the metal band Poison.
Yes.
So yeah, the Hex will be to Constitution on Dragonborn.
So he rolls with disadvantage.
Correct. They got to beat a 14.
Okay. So the Dragonborn succeeds rolling with disadvantage.
Wow.
Zach, I want you to know that air on the G string is also known as celebrated air. Is another name for it. That is your theme right now. Just know
perfect.
This.
They both succeed.
Okay, so then they won't
throws.
get pushed, but they will take half damage.
Go ahead and roll me some damage there.
Is as a second level 3d8. So you're gonna take 9.
Wow.
Each.
That's not bad.
9 each, and that does not count for my Hex damage because it has to be attack. But anywho, that's probably gonna be the turn there.
So Viv, after you're done, the Dragonborn sees that you're like kind of beating up the chieftain, and he just roars and runs straight into you, and he's just going to do a gore attack. I need you to roll me a strength saving throw.
The Foos Roda.
Strength, you say?
Mm-hmm.
What's 11 like?
It's a fail.
All right.
And he's got a 17 damage here.
That also will hit.
All right, so he's going to deal a bunch of damage.
How much?
Let's see how much.
I should have stayed a croc.
He's going to deal you 17 damage.
Yikes.
As he just runs and like rams the sword into you, and it just like he actually pushes the sword through your stomach. And I think this is the first time you've ever like dealt with a gore attack. You're now bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
So until you get medical attention, you're going to take 1d6 damage at the end of each round.
Whoa.
Okay. Heard that, brother.
So after Pell, it's Tassles. You're at the top of the cage. You're screaming fury.
Pell ended his turn within 5 feet of the flaming sphere.
He did, yeah.
So I'm going to roll for
what
damage
chump.
there.
He fails, so he's going to take full damage.
Great, which is 7.
Okay. These guys are looking kind of beat up. They're still good, but they're looking a little beat up.
Okay.
Help!
Yeah. As a bonus action, I'm going to move the flaming sphere back 5 feet and then in 5 feet for a smashing attack into Pell.
Sick.
Sorry, what are we doing here?
Bonus action, I move the flaming sphere into Pell.
Smash.
Great, so he
smash,
takes another-
smash.
All right, so he'll succeed this time. He'll take 3.
3 damage. Okay.
Okay. That's your bonus action. What are we doing with your turn?
I'm going to stand up here on the very corner of the... I'm going to move over here.
Yep.
And stand on the very corner of the cage and cast magic missile basically straight down into Pell's head.
Okay, go ahead and roll damage. It just hits.
Yeah.
Give him the chair.
That's awesome. Let's go.
I kind of always forget how to add this up. It's 1d4
+1.
+1 for each of them, but I just roll it all together.
Yeah, so you roll 3d4 if you're hitting
Okay.
the same target. You're adding +1 to each. Is it 3d4 for
Yeah.
magic
Yeah.
missile?
Yeah. 7 plus 3 is 10 damage
Wow.
by way
All
of
right.
magical knife.
Missile, dude. Magic
Yeah.
missile is such a clutch spell. Such a classic.
Just exactly. Just got to do some when you really just got to do some dirty damage.
So he took fire damage twice
Yeah.
and then took force damage from magic missile.
Yeah.
So yeah, you dealt a good deal of damage there, bud. So that was 20 damage this turn. And he's looking a little bad now. He was looking fine before. Now he looks a little rough.
I am chuffing from the very edge of this cage.
Clyde.
Okay. I am going to step out from around this corner to get a better look. What I know that the chief left this, right? Or do I need to roll, I guess, a perception?
I think you can see him.
If I know that he's outside, then I would step aside to take a shot. And if I don't know that he's left this hut, I would probably take a shot at Pell.
How about a straight up and down insight check here?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet.
That's a hot one.
What is insight? Would it be insight or perception?
Insight.
Okay. Well,
Because it's not about seeing him. You saw him blow the top off of this thing.
gotcha.
You've kind of put two and two together with this great insight roll that he knows you're not on the roof anymore. He's come out to look for you.
Sweet. Well, in that case, I'm going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, I'll move 20 to kind of get just far away from this.
Great.
And I'm going to take a shot at him.
Go for it.
Let's go, baby. Come on.
Big money. Come on.
It's a 21 to hit.
That definitely hits this guy. Go ahead and
Nice.
roll your many damage.
Cool. D10 plus 5 is going to be 12 plus a D8, 13 plus a D6, 17 plus a D4. So 20 damage.
Damn.
Nice.
You hit this guy really hard. He turns and he looks really bad. But he is still standing and he looks like he's gunning for you.
I'd like to flip him a stout gnomish middle finger.
It's stout. Very tiny.
5, 10, 15.
It's stubby.
Sausage
Okay.
fingers.
He's gonna run at Clyde. Vivian, you are going to get an attack of opportunity on him.
Oh, big time.
The shillelagh gonna bonk you in the head with
With
a
Yeah.
natural 20.
Yes, dude.
It's about
The
damn
big
time.
bonk.
God bless.
The big bonk.
The big bonk.
The big brain bonk.
Oh boy.
That's awesome.
Well, that's a great start. I rolled double damage. That's what it is.
Yeah. That's right.
There you go. It evened out.
So it's that +3 both times or +3 once?
Just once. So that's 11 damage to this guy.
Yeah.
He looks so bad, but he's still going to run up to Clyde and he's going to take 2 club attacks here.
Okay.
That is a 19 and a 20.
Those will both hit.
Okay, he's going to roll his damage.
He looks bigger now that he's directly in front of me.
He's going to deal 18 damage as he just kind of just brings it across your chest and then back up. You're able to avoid getting your head like knocked off by this guy's crazy mace, but he does deal some real damage to you.
Ouch.
That brings us to Viv.
Yeah.
Let's go. Dude, go back for blood with that shillelagh.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the best way to drive him away because I can't just run away, and I'm gonna.
Well, we got Chef Boy RV in chat, by the way. Vic's out there.
Oh, what's
What
up,
up,
dude?
dog?
Listen, I think I got to do it again. It might just. I've hexed him, so we got to try again with a 2nd level Thunder Wave. So he's gonna roll at disadvantage once again. He's got to beat a 14.
He fails.
He fails big time. All right, he's going to take full damage and be pushed 15 feet, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but that'll put him off the cliff.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Awesome.
So he's going to take 9 and then
Okay.
be pushed right off the edge of the cliff there. And as
This
he's
is
moving
dangerous,
off-
though, because I feel like it should do a lot of damage, but if I've learned anything from cinema, it's when the bad guy plummets to his doom, there's always a sequel where he
Sure.
didn't
Yeah.
actually die.
Let me do you this favor. There's blood running down my body from being gored, and I would like to let out a squeakquel as this guy is being pushed away. Thank you.
That's great.
When did you become such a flatulent druid? That's what I want to know. It just
You
really came
really,
out of nowhere.
this has just really turned into a dang slapstick.
Vivian
I'm
has
saying,
been
like-
repressed for many years, and he thinks that comedy, it doesn't, he has a different interpretation of comedy amongst his friends now that he actually has them.
So it's like now that he's comfortable with us, we're getting to know the true Viv.
Yeah. And,
Okay.
yeah, exactly. He's a fart guy. There's a
Very
lot of,
Bart Simpson-esque.
yeah.
So you
I like
you
it.
blow this guy off of the ledge, and you see him start to fall, but you do see that 2 wings sprout from behind his back, and as he's falling, you see them come up in like kind of a reflex. That brings us to
Oh, can I
Please,
move?
you can move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will move then. I just want to swing
You said
around back here.
15 feet, huh?
Yeah.
5, 10, 15. So he's like, yeah.
Oh, he can fly. I guess that makes sense.
I'm bolting around back here. I guess this is how far I could go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. There. Yeah.
There's no way to get out of the hut in the back. There's just the one entrance.
Yes,
Are you going
I'm
around
looking.
front?
I'm looking for cover.
Yeah, so you're just going around the. Okay, got it. You're going
Yeah.
around the back.
Oh, and you said I'm taking bleeding damage.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll a d6 and take that much damage.
Oof, okay,
Jeez.
got it.
So this guy's going to fly. He's got a fly speed of 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He can only get to you, Tassels. So he's just going to come down and strike with his sword. Going to
Ooh.
take 2 swings.
Oh.
Yeah. One is a 2. The other one is a natural 20.
Oh my god.
So he is going to
I'm
deal.
going to be reacting to this one if you don't mind.
Yes, please. So what can you do about his nat 20?
I'm gonna cast shield.
I don't think that does anything here, but I'll let you save the spell. A natural 20 is going to hit you no matter what, right? Like shield adds like plus
Oh,
5.
I see what you're saying. Oh, right.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
right.
natural 20, like it just hits you no matter.
Oh,
pretty much
sorry.
no
Yeah,
matter
you're
what.
so right.
Oh, you don't have to-
No, I don't have any other reactions other than shield.
All right, you're going to take 17 damage from that hit.
Oh,
Wow. Wow.
Are you still standing?
Wow. I am falling from the top of the cage as we speak.
All right. So Tassels falls, and he's down.
Oh,
Damn.
And my sphere dissipates, but I don't know how to delete this thing. So
I'll take care of it.
if you could help me with
Anything for you, bud. That brings us to Tassels. Give me a death saving throw.
oh,
That's
Damn.
one failure for Tassels.
Strike one, my friends.
Oh boy. Okay. Clyde,
I gotta
next.
stand my ground. Actually, as a bonus action, can I try to roll a perception to get a gauge of how well is this chieftain looking? Is he looking pretty beat up, or is he looking like he's still got some juice left in him?
They both look quite bad.
Okay, then Clyde's gonna stand his ground and take a shot point blank here and try to finish the job. Come on, baby. It's gonna be a 21 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll some damage on this guy.
Oh, just not getting it there. 6 plus. Okay, cool. 13 plus a d6. Nice. 19 plus a
Yeah.
d4.
oh,
21 damage.
Clyde, finish him.
yes, sir.
Nice. Yeah, I just put the crossbow just his butt against his like sternum and just take the shot so I know I can't miss.
You like launch this crossbow bolt, and it just explodes, and his like rib cage just kind of comes apart, and you see him go back, and he's so strong that he's like still standing up, like his organs are like exposed. You
Oh,
see his
brutal.
like heart is slowly, and he just kind of drops down, and he says, fair and square, boy, fair and square, and he dies.
Nice.
Clyde, you're the
Nice.
chieftain.
I'm the chief now, brother.
Viv.
Okay. So here's the rules question. I mentioned to you for the spirit totem that I can cast it and I get one until a short rest.
Yeah.
So did I regain it after helping Tan get healed up or no?
I think we decided that you took the 2 hours to short rest, do the thing, short rest again so that you could get it back, right? We did. That's what we did.
Correct. I just wanted
Yeah.
to make sure we're
Yep.
on that.
Yes.
Bonus action then, bring up the unicorn. Right. Where's Tassels?
I'm on the ground.
Yes.
Right there.
Right there.
Dude.
Yeah.
I would like to summon a unicorn right here. And I will cast Healing Word on Tassels. So that's it for my last. Those are all my spells. So Healing Word is 1d4 plus 4. So
Tassels is healed.
Bring Tassels up, 4 plus another 4. So 11 for Tassels, and me for 4, and that should take care of the bleeding damage.
That's right.
Okay.
Wow, that's amazing. Holy shit.
And then I'd like to use my movement to just swing around here and defiantly once again flash my bloodied cheeks at the Dragonborn to distract him from Tassel's prone corpse.
Okay.
Your bloody cheek.
He's going to fly at you, Vivian. And he's going to attack you twice.
That is what I needed to do.
He crits.
Avenge me, Tassels.
Oh, God.
He crits and hits. He's going to deal a ton of damage.
It's crits, it's hits.
I have 13 health left.
You should be fine. It's a crit, you say?
He does exactly 13 damage.
All right, I'm out, ladies and germs.
Oh,
That's like with the
boy.
crit and he rolled terribly with the crit and the hit. He did 13 damage. So he put you down.
I lie
Tassels.
face down in the dirt, and as I exhale my last,
Ass up.
ass up.
Wow.
Tassels, you wake up being healed by Clyde. You recognize, or by Vivian, you recognize his magic. you feel like that warmth that your
Wow.
buddy has raised you back up, and you see that he is now face down, ass up
Ass
in
up.
the dirt, and this dragonborn Pell is just standing over him, heaving. What do you do?
Ew.
I'm going to cast create bonfire under his feet.
Okay, so he does what now? What happens here?
He immediately does the deck save kind of thing. And it's going to be, if he passes it, he takes one, or if he fails it, he takes 1d8 fire
Okay.
damage.
So he's going to do a
I'm
dex
pretty
saving
sure.
throw. He needs to beat what?
13.
He doesn't quite beat it.
Oh, sweet. Oh, perfect.
Oh wait, no, sorry. 8 + 5 is 13. Never mind. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
Guess
he does.
again.
He succeeds. I'm so sorry. He steps out of the way just in time.
Okay.
I'm bad at math.
Well, I mean, I cast that spell as a cantrip. I don't think I can cast another spell.
That's like that. Yeah, that's your action.
But can I stand up?
Yes.
I'm going to stand up and yell as loud as I can that the chief is dead.
Sure. Yeah, you yell that, and you hear like audible like groans and like sounds of like despair from down below. But Pell looks at you and he says, "The chieftain isn't dead until he's drawn his last breath. He's just
done.
sleeping."
He's resting his eyes.
Go
He does
away.
that after the 4:00 news.
Clyde.
I would like to,
Finish him, please.
hopefully as a bonus action, can I attempt to intimidate Pell? Excuse me, First Mate Pell is your new chieftain. I'm gonna have to ask you to stand down. This fight's over.
He's
Maybe not an intimidation, maybe a persuasion.
You can give me a persuasion check.
I have 0 for charisma, but that's a 17 on the die.
Pretty good.
It was a pretty high DC. He's like, this guy is, you can tell he's just loyal to the chieftain, and he just says, "I can still heal him. I can bring him back. You haven't done anything yet until you've killed me.
Let me incentivize your subservience, and I'd like to take a shot at him.
Go for it. Yeah, take a swing or a shot here.
It's a 21.
That hits.
Nice. So I can transfer my hunter's mark to him, but I cannot transfer the favored foe to this guy.
That was your last of the day, right?
That's the last one. Yep, till I get a long rest.
So yeah, you can transfer your hunter's mark. Go ahead and roll.
Oh,
damage. Wow.
6.
Yeah,
so that's
dude.
15 plus a D8 because he's blooded. Nice. So 22 plus a D6.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
That's 28 damage.
I thought he had a lot of health left. He has no health left. He like turns towards you. You guys have your little like showdown. Then you raise the crossbow and you say, "Allow me to incentivize you," and you just put one through his eye and he just dies.
Will you
Yeah,
do me
big
this?
time.
Will you do me this favor? I'm passed out, right? As he falls, can his face fall close enough to my butt?
Do me this.
Do me this one solid. And I promise you, I will not do a solid, but indeed. What was the name of that song? Sweet Air?
It won't be.
Yeah, celebrated air.
Celebrated
or air
air.
on the G string or air for the G string are the 3 names.
Brutal.
He falls down to his knees and then falls to the side, his face unbearably close to your bare ass. And you guys are out of combat, and Clyde has now killed both the chieftain and
Wow.
the bodyguard.
Wow.
Let's go square up. I'd like to try to stabilize my friend, though.
Yeah.
I rush over and I say, I can handle him. Address your people.
um. Okay. I'd like to walk first, though. I do love that. I love the idea of Clyde making a speech. I feel like Clyde would probably check in with Ayla, though, and
say, I have to make a speech. I'll be right back.
I'll step up. Yeah, I'll be like, hey, I've got to talk to my people, but I promise I'm coming right back, Ayla and friend.
They're just like gagged, and she's just like glaring at you.
While that's happening, I'm going to stabilize Zach, and I'm going to let them out of the cage if you don't
All right,
mind.
give me a medicine check there.
Okay.
Tassels. Roll with advantage. You got time.
Okay. Well, medicine is going to be wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. +2, so 11.
All right, you get him to he's at 0 hit points. He's stabilized. You get
Okay.
him. And you let Ayla and the Sergeant Hicks out
And I
of
untie
the
them.
bonds.
I untie them and let them out.
Unfortunately, Clyde, when you look over the cliff, it would appear that when Tassels yelled, "The chieftain is dead," the other Reavers kind of skedaddled.
They're not an honorable lot, huh?
Bash and Tan seem to have subdued one of them as they were running away. So they have him, he's like knocked out at their feet, and they both give you thumbs up, like with yeah.
I just want you to know that I was ready to give a truly magical speech. I just want you to trust me on that one.
Bash just goes, speech. We're your people now.
Thank you, Bash. But you know what? I'm gonna leave that in my pocket, and I'm gonna cash that in on another day. Walter, what are you barking at? My dog's freaking out.
Well,
I'll
if
be right
Tom
back.
can't give a speech, Walter is going to.
Walter's got a lot to say right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Walter, what are you talking
He's
about?
like, I can't believe you would give up this opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you guys are now out of combat. I
would
believe that somebody had a bunch of good berries left over.
Yeah.
I
There were
feel
good
like
berries
I
passed
feel like
out.
I gave
Bash.
5 good berries to Clyde and 5 to
Bash. I'm pretty sure.
Bash or Tan.
Yeah, so Bash comes up the ladder and pops a good berry into Viv's mouth, brings him just to 1 hit point.
Oh,
Sweet release.
And he also he pulls your pants up
thanks.
and just says, I didn't mean to be presumptuous, but
I did leave them there when
I think we'd
when
all
I
we'd all had
stabilized him.
enough.
We'd
all had enough.
It was a bit. You had to be there.
I would love to just make sure that Ayla and Dr. Hick are feeling good and make sure that they're okay.
Yeah, they're kind of brushing themselves off, and Ayla walks into the hut and comes back with her sword and like her like armor and stuff, and she comes out and she says, well, boys, you done it again.
Did they hurt you?
Only my pride, really.
Well, wait until you see the encampment back on the main road. You'll be so proud of what French's critters have been working on since we've been gone.
See, that's creating a lot of anxiety in me, Tassels, because I didn't approve any of those. I didn't give them permits to do any work on the settlement. This is.
We cleared it.
God, I've been away for too long. Okay, I gotta
we
get
cleared
back
it with
there.
we cleared it. I signed the name. I signed the slip. It was cleared.
Sergeant Hicks steps forward and he just says, "Thank you so much for saving me. I appreciate it."
You're welcome, Mr. Hick.
Hickey.
Sergeant. All right.
Cheers.
Bash, Tan, we should get back to work.
They can stay with us if they want.
We'd more than welcome them. They are honorary, if not totally earned, heroes of Belnora as well.
They've paid their dues by deed and by coin.
They paid the iron price
Yeah.
and the blood price.
The
Ayla
platinum
says,
price, actually. You should check this thing out. I hold up my only platinum coin.
it's beautiful. It like shines in the moonlight. It's gorgeous. Ayla says, we can get this sorted once we get back to the settlement. We can talk about this, but for right now, I'm giving these two a promotion. Bash and Tan, you will also be sergeants.
Wow.
And we'll work out the rest when we get back to the camp. But in the meantime, there's a bunch of stuff in this hut that you guys might want to look at.
What about the
Yeah.
cave? Do you know anything about this cave they were talking about?
I was in and out for the last couple of days, but they had teams going in there, but they must have found what they were looking for because there was a large group of the Reavers that broke off from here and went past like through the hills and to the other side. At least that's what they were saying.
Can we take a look in there? I need to rest up just in case there's any danger, but I think we should take a look in this cave and see if there's traces of what they found.
Did I miss, by the way? Did we do a good loot sesh? Because I do feel like we should give it a good loot.
No, you guys haven't yet. No.
Can I just take a little peek in there and use my magic to kind of... I'd just love to figure out if that's something that we need to address right now, or is that going to lead us somewhere else? Or what's going on in the cave, I guess.
Maybe we can take a quick look, just because I think that's a good idea, Tassels. Maybe we shouldn't leave this unexplored open maw of a cave while we're this injured. Maybe we should at least take a look.
Yes, and I'm ready to use my magic to such a task.
Let's step in this cave. Take a quick gander.
The cave is quite large. It goes in. You guys go a couple hundred yards in, and you can tell it's very deep. But you can also see that somewhere not far from the entrance, people were trying to excavate something, and you see there's like a large opening in the rock where something was pulled from the cave itself.
Could I actually quiet down, buddy? Could I cast Detect Magic? Because that is a spell that Clyde has.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be pretty exciting.
Yeah, go for it.
Sweet. I do so.
Yeah, so you sense the traces of magic from like an item that was in this hole, but it is no longer there. But you do kind of sense that trail leads back to the hut.
Nice. I point that out and relay that to Tassels as kind of the arcane expert of the crew.
Yes, I think we can chill safely without something creepy crawly coming out of this cave just yet. We can head back to the hut.
Nice.
So inside, you find this big chest. It has like a ton, like it's like got 500 gold pieces. It's got a bunch of different pieces of treasure. There are like some gems in there. Like this guy was the chieftain, and everything that the Reavers had was in this chest. Like all of the items of value. So there's about like 1,500 gold pieces worth of gold and items in the chest, and we can go over those individually next session.
Nice.
But there is also like on the side of the hut, there's like a picture of this bag that contains 6 like metal rods, and you see that like each of them has a different symbol on the end that matches the symbols on the box that was made in Garrett's Gate.
Whoa.
And that's where we'll end our session.
Whoa.
Nice.
It's a little, star-shaped pole. Am I right?
It's like a brand, and at the end is the shape. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting.
I'm a little upset that I didn't gain the subservience of a Reaver party
So
here. I was meant to understand that, you know,
Yeah.
I am the chief now.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Yeah.
like,
I will tell you that like those guys know that you won the challenge. So like as long as there are Reavers, there's always going to be like this guy Clyde, one of the heroes of Belnora, killed the chieftain, and he's technically the chieftain of the Reavers, but they're not the most honorable lot. These two guys that you fought seemed to have all of the honor the Reavers had to offer,
well,
despite obviously being criminals and villains. They also there was honor amongst thieves there with those guys.
Yeah.